guessing.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Central Catholic High School in the Missy Mac Memorial Gym for tonight's league matchup between the visiting Cavaliers of Clackamas and your Central Catholic Rams. Clackamas is 12-7 overall, 6-2 in the conference, and ranked number 5 in the power rankings. The Rams are 14-5 overall, 8-0 in conference, and ranked number 2 in the OSA power rankings. A reminder that respect for opponents, spectators, coaches, and officials is essential at every level of athletics. We ask all participants and fans to behave appropriately and treat each other fairly in the spirit of good, healthy competition. Tonight we gather in support of unity, peace, respect, safety, and dignity for all. At Central Catholic, we value equality, social justice, freedom of religion, and freedom of speech. Now will you please stand as we honor our community and America with the playing of our national anthem, tonight performed by the Central Catholic Pep Band, directed by Chris McLean.
Sprained his ankle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Central Catholic High School, the site of tonight's Mount Hood Conference Clash. The top two teams in the conference, the Clackamas Cavaliers and the Central Catholic Rams. Central Catholic against number 5 Clackamas. The Rams, by the way, I'm Ben Pahl alongside of Michael Abraham. The Rams, number 2, red hot and rolling.
They are, if you haven't seen them, Ben, and I don't think you've had the opportunity
I have not had the pleasure yet.
You are going to see a treat. Every starter we're going to see introduced here shortly is a D1 level player, and a couple more coming off the bench. They go about 7 deep, and all of them can play.
What I've been impressed with for Central is earlier on, they got, I don't want to say a slow start because they haven't lost. They've hardly lost any games, but
right.
They lost to Southridge early and then beat them by 20 the next time they saw it. It just looks like half-baked at the start of the year, and now they're on a different level almost.
Well, at the start of the year, they play the national caliber schedule to get ready. The league generally is not strong enough for them to be ready for the state tournament, just playing league play. So they get out and do what a good college team would do. They travel, play the best teams in the country, and they go about 500. They get back to Oregon and maybe lose one along the way, but once they get it rolling this time of year, they're really tough to stop.
Speaking of which, the last time they lost was against St. Pius, California, a national powerhouse team,
right.
and at the MLK Invite Classic. Since then, no game's been close. They've blown out Nelson. They've beaten Barlow by 25. And so Clackamas, actually the first time these two teams played, Clackamas lost 67-60, but were held to just 13 points in the entire second half.
Yeah, and you'll see right away, Central's defense is their calling card. They're great offensive players too, but defensively, they get after it. They have length, they get their hands on a ton of balls, and they're super frustrating to play against. They're very disruptive.
You know, they have that expectation of the state title if they have this much talent. They will not settle for anything less. Opening tip, won by Central to Robbie Long, of course, quarterback on the Central Catholic football team, made the state championship, and is committed to Loyola, Maryland for hoops. Getting inside and not quite getting the role as Witherspoon, but I think they'll deal with that look all day long.
Yeah, and he'll get that look all day long. He doesn't shoot a lot. He's probably the least offensive-minded player on the roster, but still super skilled, but an unbelievable defender. Watch and see how many hands he gets on the balls tonight. Ooh.
Martinov is just he's a junior. He has a brother who's just a freshman on the team, and actually
there's a Martinov on this team. I've known those boys since they were babies.
Two Martinovs on this team. One a junior, one a freshman.
He's one of, I believe he has 7 brothers and sisters.
Augie France off the mark, and here comes Central Catholic. Good ball movement to the corner. Kept his dribble with the pump fake. Bam Paschal, the nearly 4-star recruit, tracks down his own miss, can't finish it. He hasn't committed yet, but a lot of teams want him.
Yeah, he is, in my opinion, the best guard in the state, top to bottom. He has no weakness in his game.
And there's a hand, Rich, you were talking about from Weatherspoon. Sorry, continue.
No, super great floor general.
So far, Clackamas, I've liked what I've seen on the last defensive possession, and here is Nicholson up top. Nicholson is 6'7". Try to get him down low. Here's a matchup.
Big mismatch. Yeah,
Nicholson.
If they're not going to double team, he's going to have a field day down there.
Good hard rebound from Cyrus Owens. He's 6'7" and the leader of this Clackamas Cavs team. There's a corner three. Yes. No good.
And you'll see Central get out and challenge every one of those looks. They try not to give anything wide open.
There's a tough step back from Robbie Long, and that opens the scoring. So it took over 2 minutes, but Central's on the board, and now where do you go if you're Clackamas offensively? Nothing's worked.
I think you got to go through Owens. You just can't waste possessions against Central. You've got to get quality looks because Central's going to get a look. They've already had 4 different players shoot.
They're trying to get it to Barhome, who's 6'5" on the perimeter, but they're locking him down pretty good. He's being face guarded by Bam Paschal. Here is Owens against another 6'7" defender. They're going to have to settle for a long-range 3, back iron, rebound Paschal.
Yeah, Barhome's a great shooter. His sister is a player at the University of Oregon now and was a great player on the women's team last year.
Good kick to the corner, and that's a pretty good look. College range 3, buries it. It's Donovan Miller.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of looks too. 6'8", perimeter shooter.
So just the start you'd expect from these Rams. 6-0 in the early going. Drive, puts it up with the right hand, couldn't quite get it to fall, and Clackamas over the rebounds there, but they threw it away. Going to the bench, can't fault the effort there from Weatherspoon. He plays hard.
Called a foul there.
This will go to the Rams.
Yeah, this is the challenge for teams that come into Central. Number one, you've got to play in this building, and number two, you've got to stay connected. Wasted possessions will cost you against them because so many people can score.
Nicholson hands it off to Miller. Miller back to Nicholson, straight away 3, front iron, won't dance in. Clackamas needs to just see something go through here, but it's tough when Bam Paschal is playing D like that. Nicholson wants it, Nicholson gets it, Nicholson slams it home. And right now, these Rams looking like a championship caliber team so far against Clackamas, exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah, I thought we might see a timeout right there.
Paschal getting his hand. You were right about this defense. They are active.
They just get their hands on a ton of balls. There's the timeout.
Yeah, and if you're Clackamas, you don't want to let this get away in the first quarter.
And it can. We've watched it, games that have been supposed big games. Central has jumped all over people in the early going and ended them by halftime.
Clackamas coming off a pretty significant win. They beat Barlow on the road by a point, reigning champs. But coming in and playing Central, with all due respect to their previous opponents, this is a different animal there against tonight.
Central has just got a little bit of everything. They've got great length. They've got great quickness and speed. They have enough depth that you can't really, work on the foul trouble, try and get somebody out of the game. They share the ball. I mean, I don't know that anybody is dominating in scoring. They're probably all very even, but they probably got at least 4 players that are averaging double figures.
For the Cavaliers, want to try and see something go down in the early going again. Last time they played Clackamas, Central, they scored 47 in the first half and then 13 in the second half.
They're going to really contest Barlow because he can really shoot it.
Get it out to Andrew Marco, and there's a super deep three, and you weren't kidding, from Barham. That one was shot from Bend.
Woo-wee! Through contact.
I'm at a loss for words. That's why I didn't say anything.
Well, you don't have to say anything. I'll speak for us, Ben. We both love that dunk.
Did I just see a dunk on in high school?
You saw he got a body. He posterized. He definitely got a body there.
My word. Malcolm Weatherspoon. We just saw a man fly.
Malcolm's only 6'3", too. It's not like he's the biggest player out on
That's
the
the
floor.
first thing I checked. I was like, is this guy 6'9"?
No, look at how long his arms are. He's got the wingspan of a 7-footer.
So 10-3 Central early. They're trying to establish Martinov with the left-handed dribble. They're going to need a lot of Owens. Too strong, good contest. He gets it back and will dunk it. Rare miscue from Central here. Those are the plays that Clackamas is going to need a lot of those breaks tonight.
Yeah.
Robbie Long, the quarterback. Look at the body control from Long.
He's just so patient. I think playing football has made him a better decision maker in basketball.
And another steal from Bam, and that might be a take foul.
Yeah. They're conferring if it's a breakaway.
Do they still call it clear path? Or
I'm
is
not
that
sure if they do that in high school.
Okay.
Ben?
Because if there ever was, they are going to call it, I think, a clear path foul. No, they are giving side out. All right.
Just a foul.
Well, that's a smart foul then if you're not going to give them free throws.
If you've only got one, it's a good foul. You want to get your second. Now they go after him. If I'm Central, we're going to attack him.
I cannot say how impressed I am with the Central guards' defensive abilities.
Yeah, see the NASCAR cuts, those circle cuts where they look like they're running around the NASCAR track, those big hard circles when they drive through those cuts. They'll start using those later in the second half.
Robbie Long's on a 5-0 run of his own. Boy, does he look comfortable out there. The D1 commit, Loyola, Maryland. Owens getting going
Nice
for Clackamas.
Move. Really nice move.
They're going to need a lot of him.
I mean, if Clackamas is the number 5 team in the state, it's not like they're chopped liver.
Donovan Miller with the immediate answer, the 6'8" senior. And it's all Rams early on. Head fake from France.
There's just no room to get into the paint with any regularity.
Barham makes a really nice move there. They were trying to press him and not deny him the three, but he was able to take advantage of that. Nicholson off the back rim. Offensive board from Bam Paschal.
That's your point guard in there 2 feet above the rim. They run lob plays to him, Ben. He'll get a couple of dunks on inbound.
So he's a point guard who can play any position a little bit, kind of. Maybe he can look in college. He could play like a 3-2-3 hybrid, 1-2-3 hybrid almost.
Not a 3.
Not 1-2 hybrid. 1-2 hybrid. There we go. Shooting a combo guard, they'll call it. Let's throw him at the point guard or the shooting guard position. A tut in from the 6'8" Miller, and Central Catholic is up 22-9.
Isaac Bongan's about to come in. He's every bit as good as the starters.
It's not good news for the Cavaliers.
Well, most teams have a drop-off. Central does not, and they don't have Letty Barron playing today. He sprained his ankle the last ball game out, not all the way back. And Central can afford to take their time with anybody.
I was going to say that there's no reason to bring him back until he is fully 100%.
And he's a fantastic player. He also happens to be my cousin.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's from a long, long line of tremendous athletes. The Barron's family have all come through Central and Jesuit.
So that's where you get your athletic prowess from.
Not from them. But I played with them all. And I love them all to death, but I don't have the I'm not sure how they came up with the bloodline. If it was Floyd, my Uncle Floyd, or my Auntie Beverly.
I'm going to say go with Auntie Beverly.
I think it was Auntie Beverly.
It just sounds cooler. I don't know why. Tip from Owens and a hard rebound from Bongen, who just checked in. Nicholson trying to post up Barham, gets inside.
That's a move he needs to make right there. If he holds it too long, sometimes he has a tendency to hold it too long and invites a double and triple team. He doesn't play great out of that double and triple team. Real quick.
This looks like a college basketball team that I'm watching right here. They're that good. Spin from Barham, that was a good move.
But then he doesn't. You got to get back on D.
Or else that's going to happen.
He took a time to chit-chat with the fans over here and cost him 2 points.
26-11. I don't know when the last time the Rams have had an empty possession.
Yeah, that's just the way. If you try and put it on the floor, you're up.
Long swatted from behind by Larson. Stays right here with Central.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize Central was up 15 already.
Yeah. It's getting away from Clackamas early on. Reminder that after this game, we got a long way to go, but we got the Central girls versus the Clackamas girls. That could be a good one.
And Clackamas has come back to the pack a little bit, and Central has improved, so hopefully that'll be a good ball game.
Exactly. Central had a close defeat against Barlow, who's good. So they've gotten a lot better as the year's gone on. Nicholson fakes left, strong right hand.
Quick move, one dribble, get to the basket, finish.
France being guarded up top by Paschal, who's had at least 2 steals already in this first quarter.
Gets his hands on a ton of stuff. He does a little of everything, Ben. If you watch him, there's literally nothing that he doesn't bring to the table.
He denies the screen, anticipated it. There is a knockdown. They needed it from Luke Brady. Oh, man. That almost went.
As hot as they've been, I'm surprised it didn't go. It's hard to get a full-length court at Central, a full-length shot because of the low beams.
So, no, this is not a football game. It's 28-14 after the first quarter here at Central Catholic. And, I don't mean to beat a dead horse or sound cliche, but if you're Central Catholic, I think in that huddle you more or less want to do more of the same, whereas if you're Clackamas, do any specific adjustments come to mind that are possible?
Well, if I'm Clackamas, I want to move the ball with the pass, less with the dribble. I know what they normally do is dribble, drive, and kick for the shooters, but if you catch yourself dribbling too much against the Rams, inevitably you're going to get balls tipped away.
They're going to take it away.
Yeah, and unnecessarily so. Quick dribble, move the ball along, try and get the defense shifting, and take away their ability to steal the ball one-on-one. One-on-one, Central's probably better at every position.
So we want to talk about a preview of, I want to preview the playoffs because we know Central has the talent to win it all. The other teams to look out for, you got Southridge,
right,
Oregon City, but I think Tualatin is the second.
Yes.
I think Central and Tualatin look like the 2 best right now. Of course, you can't rule out Southridge. I mean, they are the only team from Oregon to beat these Rams. Right. Oregon City is a tough team.
And Central, I think, is a favorite because they've now got an experienced group that most of these guys were on the state championship team already.
Yep.
And they've just sort of morphed into a different version of that same great team.
Seems like they don't really have a weakness.
See, now they're moving the ball a little bit more with the pass up.
There you go, yep. They are doing less dribble drive.
Yeah, if you take 3 or 4 dribbles, defense resets, now you're back in trouble. See, the Rams just reset their defense. Now you're working backwards if you're Clackamas.
And they got nowhere to go right now. Shot clock down to 4, 3 on the timer. Tough fadeaway 3. Rebound, Nicholson.
And then they're off.
They certainly are. Paschal puts them through the spin cycle and finishes at the rim.
One-on-one, he's almost impossible to keep in front. And if your game is long-range jumpers, you better knock them down because Central's going to get out and run on every opportunity.
Paschal Cross court, open three, just long. Tries to trace down his own miss. Does Bongan? He does. Gets it out to Weatherspoon, who had the incredible poster. And man, we're gonna have to run
I wish
that
we
back.
had replay.
Oh my goodness!
There you go. If he does that, he's playing quality basketball. Quick decision, quick moves, get to the rim. There's so many other people that can score, they can't double team him.
Look at Central retreating on defense, getting out to perimeter shooters with a hand in their face. And they got such great length, Central, too. Deuce inside from Luke Brady.
Don't see that very often. Nicholson sort of surrendered. He usually gets after that through the block.
So Brady now with 5 points for Clackamas.
Oh, boy. I was going to say that's a mismatch. I'm surprised he didn't take him to the basket right there.
And he's going to get stripped from behind by, they're going to call a foul on Weatherspoon.
Oh, he's too far behind to make that call.
I thought it was a clean steal, but I'm not wearing the striped shirts.
A little,
yep,
a little bit. But so was his. It's tough to make that call from behind the play.
So Weatherspoon is going to pick up a foul. They've got him doubled up here. It's 32-16. 6 minutes to play in the first half.
Nice shot.
Well, you can see glimpses of how Clackamas put up a lot of points and a half against these guys. They've got some talent on their team.
And if they keep playing hard and they hit shots, Central isn't going to slow the ball down.
That's a break right there. Wide open three, no good. I like this pace push, and that is a foul on Bongan. Yep, got his hands to the side of him.
Max Martinoff, I'll be darned. I don't know which Martinoff he is in the line. But I had David and Eddie were part of my program way back when they were, and they ended up becoming volleyball players.
Oh, wow. Also an athletic family. Floater, that's a good look, no good. Crashing the boards is Cyrus, and it's put back up and in by Andrew Marco. So Clackamas a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, they're a good ball club.
They are.
Central just keeps so much. If Central goes through a little low like this.
Central the last few minutes has seen a little bit out of character.
Right.
But, basketball, you're not going to play perfect every minute of every game. So, fact is, can they just weather it? Or is this just a bad stretch and they'll get back to it? That's what they're looking for right now if you're Central.
Yeah, Central hasn't really played poorly. They just missed shots, and they've been on fire.
Exactly. Yeah, just missed some open looks the last few trips down the floor.
And I think the Clackamas coach has done a good job getting him out of that stand-around dribble offense.
Well, it wasn't intended to go to Andrew Marco. The cutting man was thrown behind him, but he took the open three, so a happy accident. Clackamas is a good ball club. You're right, Michael. I've been impressed with them this quarter. Yeah. Got a win against Barlow on the road, the reigning state champs. Corner three, and Central's missed 4 shots in a row now, all outside shots. Are you surprised they're not trying to get to the rim a little more?
Well, they've been at the rim all day. I think that they take the open looks and always have.
There's your guy, Max Martinov. You can't let him have that. And I think it's something like an 11-0 run.
Just got to remember when you're shooting long shots, you're going to give up long rebounds, and Central has not gotten to the offensive glass at all. So those long rebounds, if you don't get back and get matched up, you're going to give up an easy shot to a team that will shoot them. A lot of teams will pull that out, try and work the tempo and not want a quick shoot with Central. But a team that plays a fast tempo with them and shoots those deep shots, it makes it tough if they start getting warmed up while Central cools off. They're right back in the ballgame.
I'd like to see Robbie Long and Bam Paschal continue to get downhill a little more. That was working for them in the first quarter. And they're tall, they're physical, they can get to the line even if they aren't able to get the bucket right away.
Yeah, their last 5 shots were 3-pointers.
And I just don't think they need to settle for those.
No. It's tough as a coach. You don't want to tell them don't take the shots that you make.
That's what you're, especially when they're all shooters too. So it's tough, but
let's see what he comes out of the timeout with. Usually he has a good set out of the timeout. Right to.
Yep, that's exactly where I expected them to go. Almost drew a foul. Here comes Owens. This is what Clackamas has been living off of. No good, but that should have been an offensive rebound. He didn't have his balance with him. Long, open three, yes!
Central is not going to stop shooting. As much as you and I can suggest, if they have open looks, these kids are going to shoot it.
And it's really hard to argue against that, too. Clackamas is starting to move it a little bit on the perimeter. Good save. to the hands of Owens, who gets it stripped
Oh,
and fouled.
boy.
It's going to go on Donovan Miller.
I was just about to say the refs have pretty much stayed out of this one.
His first, team third.
Yeah, little ticky-tack there, but it's going to send it.
Serious Owens.
Yeah, Clackamas doesn't have a team foul yet, and I don't think the Central got in the bonus in the first quarter either.
I think this was the first foul shot attempt of the game.
Luke Brady back in.
Or one of the first, I should say.
Zamir Paschal in for the Rams.
Paschal checking back in.
Replaces Isaac
So
Moore.
we've seen the whole rotation for Central Catholic. That's basically as deep as they go. Luddy Barron would be the 7th player in the rotation.
You know, and if this game stays, ouch! If this game stays competitive, that should be a. I thought he was going to get teed up for that. If this game, what are they calling here? Lane violation?
Traveling.
Gotcha.
They called a travel when
Okay.
he hit the deck with the
Okay.
ball in his hands.
Okay.
I'm glad they didn't call a foul. He didn't get hit there. He
Yep.
just
Yep.
got a little bump off balance. So they're going to go through Nicholson, let him attack from the top of the key. They've missed a couple of open looks on the cutters, but this is a good matchup for Central right here.
Here's Bam. Owens has the length
Yeah.
to recover, but he's called for a foul.
Got to call that one. He swung. You can't put that kind of downward force on a ball and not get called for
Yep.
it.
Team first. Zamir Paschal.
Clackamas head coach is Ryan King. He's been animated in this first half.
Pardon me?
I was going to say Clackamas head coach
Yeah.
is Ryan King. He's been animated. Not in a bad way.
No, he always is. He's a great coach.
Yeah.
Does a good job. Seen a lot of good coaches in this league.
Oh, yeah.
Guys that have been around a long time. The Barlow coach has been around forever.
I've been impressed by just that, how many tenured coaches there are in this Oregon league.
Yeah, Central's missed multiple free throws tonight, too, which is unusual.
Serious Owens.
Yeah,
Can't
this
get the
is-
roll.
And that's going to lead to an easy run out. Oh, good defense.
Too much dribbling. Got to be careful. Pretty good ball fake. Lucky that one wasn't taken away in
Yeah.
a travel. A little bit of pushing between Robbie Long
Yeah.
and RJ Barham. I think everyone's all right.
See, RJ's a little chatty,
No, is
but I like the fire. And Robbie's about the quietest kid you'll ever see on the football field or in the basketball field.
So when those opposite
yeah,
competitive
there's the
spirits
cut,
meet.
the baseline cut that they've missed a couple
And that's
times.
what they got to keep going down inside. They don't really have any, other than Owens, they don't really have anyone tall enough to guard that.
And Owens isn't guarding him.
No.
So they play him on the perimeter mostly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's another steal from Bam.
You just can't play with the ball in front of him. Surprised he didn't just crank that.
Back out to a 13-point lead for Central Catholic. Serious Owens hands it off to Martinov. Owens, that's a tough shot.
You
Rebound.
can't change your shot.
Robbie Long.
Oh,
So
nice pass.
Good ball movement. Weatherspoon, another extra pass. And it leads back out to 15.
I don't know what the technical rule is on dunking anymore. It used to be if you pulled down on the rim, they gave you one. Now I don't think they call that anymore.
So
Tim, what do they call? You said, nah.
Nah, they don't call that no more.
That's just you get the glory, you get the hero shot
Exactly.
after the dunk. I like it. Like it a lot.
So Central, not a good start to the quarter, but they've turned the tide around just as we were saying they could. And now Clackamas needs to hit down some,
They're
shots.
very, very poised, man. They don't get rattled, which is a difference. We used to watch a couple of years ago when we watched the state title team, they would get challenged and they would get flustered a little bit. We've yet to see, Dave and I have called every home game for sure. And we just don't see them get flustered. They may not play as well at certain times, but it isn't because of lack of poise. There's just a lot of leadership on the team, a lot of kids that can play. One kid falters, another kid picks him up.
And as you said, they're playing without Luddy Barron as well.
Right.
So if they're looking this good without one of their top 7
Yeah,
guys.
they call him Baby Dutz.
Baby what?
Baby Dutz, D-O-O-T-Z, Baby Dutz. After his legendary Uncle David, who was a first-team All-State player here back in 1977.
Love it. Love it.
And, of course, you see the gentleman in the white sweatshirt across the way. That's the Gary the Magician Strawn, one of the greatest players in the history of Central Catholic basketball. and he's in the Hall of Fame here and at the University of Portland.
Man.
Played for the legendary Jack Avina.
Talent everywhere at this school. You see it coming through the halls. I saw Galen Rupp, which I had the pleasure of meeting him a few weeks ago at a Valley Catholic game. Great guy, by the way. But I saw him. I saw Joey Harrington's.
I grew up next door to the Harringtons.
Oh, yeah?
The whole family, yeah. I introduced Joey Harrington when he was about 10 years old to our family friend was John Stockton.
No way.
He was over. He was at Gonzaga, and my sister was John Stockton's girlfriend's roommate who ended up becoming his wife.
That's awesome.
And he was over at the house when they were in town to play University of Portland. And we introduced, he was in town when he was a Blazer. He was playing against the Blazers. Joey Harrington idolized him, and we were able to bring Joey over to introduce him.
So that's how you can take credit for some of that?
Well, I didn't take credit except for introducing him.
There you go. Hey, that's credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
90 seconds left. Clackamas looks stuck.
Sometimes Central needs a wake-up call.
And they got it in the second quarter.
Look at how Central defends that pick and roll. It's just tough to get an open play.
That's the look they want.
Just as I said, it's tough to get an open player. Bad communication by the Rams there. They both dropped into the middle. One's got to always stay on the strong side shooter.
65 seconds to play in this first half. They tried to go for the steal. Dribble drive, long, no good. That's actually Isaac Bongen, pardon me.
Yeah. Tough shot. There's no need if you're Central to ever shoot a shot. I was talking to our producer, Ryan Johnson, before the game. There's no need when you're as good a team as Central to ever shoot a shot that's contested. Yep. You get a hand in your face and move it along to the next player.
Because you're going to find a good look.
Right. And if they double team, there's always going to be an all-state level player wide open somewhere.
If they're patient, they're going to get a good shot every possession. Clackamas 0 for 3 now at the line. This is Kyle Christensen. That's not what you want if you want to try and hang around with Central.
And you just can't give points away. You saw how quickly Central built the lead back up after getting it down to, 5 points?
Yep, exactly, down to 5.
But Clackamas has it in them. It's not like they can't come back.
They're 0 for 4 from the line. They do get a rebound. Just won't go down for Christensen. Here's Robbie Long.
They'll just be patient, work clock.
Doesn't look like they're going to go for the 2 for 1. They just want to get the best shot they can here.
Oh, I thought he almost made a liar out of you there, Ben. It looked like he was going to fire.
He was close. It's almost like he heard me and then thought about it.
See how Robbie Long just measured, patient.
This is their play all game. Nicholson inside. Got pretty deep.
There's the one that he wants to kick back out. You want the last shot there. They were not under any pressure. You didn't get the lane like he'd been getting. You get covered up, kick it out, and run another 5-7 seconds off the clock.
All the way to the cup. Finish not quite there. And that's how the first half will end. 44-30. Central Catholic leads. Clackamas hanging around, though, with their three-point shooting. And we're going to take a quick break as the band starts to play. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back inside of Central Catholic High School, set for the second half of action between number 5 Clackamas, number 1 Central Catholic. It was an entertaining first half.
Very much was, Ben. First 4 minutes is what we're watching for here. First 4 minutes, Central can put this away, or Clackamas can claw their way back into this ball game. And I'm sure that's what both coaches said. Coach Blue wants them to step on their neck. Coach for Clackamas wants to make sure that they do not have their necks stepped upon.
You know, when I was grabbing a drink at the fountain a few minutes ago, I saw Clackamas come into the locker room. It wasn't shouting and screaming. It was Coach King clapping up, saying, let's go, guys. We're in this thing. We can do this. He's getting this team excited. I like that.
Yeah, and he saw that they can come back.
Exactly. The second quarter gives them more hope, probably, because first quarter looked a little lost, but they got some rhythm going offensively in the second quarter, and they can knock down threes with good ball movement.
Right, and Central falls into some lulls sometimes just because they've had such an easy time of it in league play. It's hard to maintain, much as every coach wants to maintain your focus, it's hard to do that for 32 minutes every game for every game of the season.
Mitchell hands it off to Robbie Long. Long splits the defense. Tough take, gets the hoop and harm.
Yeah, it's very difficult to speed him up, Ben. He goes at the tempo he wants to go at.
Second foul on Barham, and that is just the exclamation you want to start the half if you're Central Catholic to put this team away.
Boy, another missed free throw. This would be a 20-point ball game if the Rams had been able to hit free throws. Oh, off Black.
Clackamas 0 for 4 at the line, so both teams struggling from the charity stripe.
We don't get a stat sheet up here, Ben, so we sort of, Dave and I make them up. Dave keeps scoring.
He does. I can't focus on writing down.
What you do, Ben.
Exactly.
We're not trying to be other people here.
Taken away by Long, puts a move on Sirius Owens. Work it to Nicholson.
Force it.
It's a good shot.
That's a good balanced shot. He's had a good ball game today. I'm really happy with the way he's played.
Jalen Nicholson has been very efficient.
Oh boy, looking right at it.
Get this straightaway three, good look, no good. Right side of the rim, rebounded by Bam Paschal.
Oh boy, they got Miller in the corner over there.
Nicholson, corner three.
Yeah, I think Bam should have gone to this. Donovan Miller in the corner is his weapon on the three-point line.
That's a really deep three from Barham, but he cans it.
Yeah, he trains a lot. His sisters are just the same kind of player.
Barham, 6'5". Got a really pretty looking stroke. Oh, that's just such a good crossover. Unfortunate not to get the foul there, but that's such a good move from Paschal. Sirius Owens to the rim through contact. Okay, so it's down to 13, was 18 a minute ago. Central Catholic still up double digits. Nicholson almost got swiped from behind.
Yeah, Central's very stagnant right now. I like it better when they run their motion. They're trying to run a called set and work on some things here.
Miller almost traveled. Baseline drive and a bump is called.
Yeah, it's tough for Clackamas one-on-one to stay in front of Central's players. So they have to do it with team defense. They have to rotate.
And that's 3 on Andrew Marco. So not an insignificant foul. It was pretty deep into the shot clock as well. And that's just Robbie Long being better. He just goes right at 2 guys and nobody can stop him. Pretty good look inside. Weatherspoon scraps away with it.
Those 50-50 balls, Ben. Central comes away with all of them.
Extra pass. Nicholson right there.
In fact, they're trying not to switch. They switch that one.
Back iron. This is where Central loves to run. Got a 6'8" player to his left. brought down by Miller.
Great job. Nothing there. Like I said, don't shoot a contested shot because you'll get that. You get that if you wait a second.
54-35. 4:40 left to play in the third quarter. Sirius Owens, extra pass.
Look at that. Look at him run at him.
Corner three for Algie France.
Good job. Good job by Clackamas finding the open shooter. He wasn't open, but just for a second, right, Ben?
Just for a split second.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Oh,
you,
no,
Ben.
not at all. You got the green light anytime. And got a block on one end. Sirius Owens, not the cleanest looking Euro attempt.
No, go as fast as you can, not as fast as you can't. That was, he's trying to do a little much.
Yep.
Good teams force that to happen. They get you out of your rhythm.
54-38. 4 minutes left to play. Third quarter. Brady's coming back in. He's got 5 points in this one. Barhoom's got it at the point. Looking at a screen from Owens.
Wow, that's an aggressive jump switch. Good job.
They're denying that screen up top all game long. Barhoom doubled, and that's going to be a bailout call. You know,
Yeah.
it might be the right call. It's just tough to see because he was not going to score.
No, and he tried to sink. He did the right thing technique-wise. He tried to sink and not get his hands on him and not give up that foul. I'm thinking in a game that's a 2 or 4 point game, they don't make that call.
I was thinking that too.
In a 16-point game, you're probably more apt to make that call. Refs are people too. And these three have done a great job tonight. They're very not noticeable.
Yeah, and anytime you don't notice the refs a lot, that means they're doing a great job. 0 for 5 from the charity stripe are these Cavaliers. Has not been a good free throw shooting game.
No, for either team.
No.
But if the tempo is going to slow, they're in a little 1-2-2 zone. They brought their big up to the point. Central usually dissects the zone. Let's see. Oh, boy, turned him over.
And one opportunity. Justin Larson running all the way down with that.
Good job by Coach King. Just threw a different wrinkle out there, and Central didn't adjust very well.
Cavaliers can see why they are number 2 in this conference.
Coach King tried to put Cyrus up there on the top, make it tough to make that cross-court pass, and Central does such a good job normally of moving the ball from one side of the court to the other. You take that away and they get stuck on one side, they're going to become more difficult to.
They're not going to call the most obvious lane violation I think I've ever seen in my life. Wow.
Let's see if Central gets organized here. That's how Isaac Bauman plays. Great job of attacking that mid-post area against the zone.
Barhoom, Sirius Owens inside, and one, hoop it hard. He's been playing hard in this third quarter, keeping him in it.
Athletic. And that's a nice job by Barhoom finding him on the pick and roll up there.
Sirius Owens shooting one.
And we don't have a basketball. There it is. I think looks like Miller had
Under
to fish
the
it out.
bleachers.
Yep.
You do it all here at Central. The team sticks around, sweeps the floors, puts the chairs away, cleans up the concession room.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay,
I'm
I was
not serious.
gonna say no way.
I'm not serious.
I was gonna be like,
things have changed. When
I
we
was
had to
gonna
do
say.
that when I played football here. We were running the next morning if the locker room wasn't spotless when we left. We didn't know where the janitor was. We were the janitors.
You were the janitors. I like it. Toughened you up in those days for life.
All boys back then.
12-point game. Clackamas hanging around in this quarter.
Got to find the weak side.
Stripped and Owens on the floor. Couldn't quite
the ball
get it.
is sticking. You can't make them against the zone. The ball can't stick. It's got to
Miller.
get from one side to the other.
Hands on it from France. Going to stay with the Rams. 13 on the timer.
Central's not looked good against this 1-2-2 zone.
We talked about adjustments, and it looks like the Cavs have found one to cause a little bit of trouble.
Well, you give it a shot. You don't have anything to lose.
Exactly.
And here's the lob play. They didn't throw it that time.
Go to their last resort option, get it up top.
Yeah, the ball's got to get from side to side. I was just going to say you don't want that one. That's available anytime in the shot clock. First pass, fifth pass. You can take that shot anytime you want.
Paschal is one of the best defenders. And probably he's got to be one of the best guard defenders in the state.
Yeah, it's fun watching you watch him for the first time, Ben.
I just can't believe how good he is on both sides of the ball.
Wait till he brings one down the middle and just cranks it here at some point.
Clackamas hanging around. Sirius Owens. Gets it off to Barham.
Yeah, just
tied up. Yep, that's the right call. Jump ball. Arrow favors the Cavs. That was actually Max Martinov who got tied up.
Yep, if you think you're going to get that extra dribble, you just don't get it against the Rams. You've got to kick it out before you get stuck in there with all those hands.
It's kick ball on Paschal.
Kick ball.
Trying to find the Martinov family in here. They're taking up a whole row, I guarantee you.
Owens lost it. And Paschal
guess
says, give me that, and is fouled. Martinov can't believe it.
Well, he's definitely a Martinov. His older brother, Eddie, never met a call he liked.
First on Max. 12-point game, 2 minutes left, third quarter.
Oh, there's a NASCAR cut. Keep the ball moving.
You got to get to Nicholson again. Robbie Long, oh, can't give him that. Three.
That's not a bad option either.
No. Surely it's not.
And watch how quickly the Rams will settle in on defense. They really do a good job generally on the strong side, taking away, just like that, take away the contested, the easy shots on the strong side of the floor.
Miller.
Oh, he wants that. There he is.
Smart discipline there. Corner three around and out. Sirius Owens, the 6'7" forward, taking it up the court, almost walked. Martinov. Good extra pass down low, but he's swarmed by white jerseys. Owens stays with it.
Oh,
Martinov got caught in the middle. And one. Miller. Central's had an answer to every Clackamas burst.
Trying to see where Max Martinov keeps looking, Ben. He's getting some side instructions from the side.
Yeah, from the side. Remember, at 7:30 scheduled to start the Clackamas and Central girls, which should be a really good matchup.
Jeez, the free throw shooting's been abysmal. Just abysmal.
It really has been. I can't disagree with you.
It's not any one player. It's all the players are struggling.
Wearing both colored jerseys,
off.
yep.
Get your body off.
That's almost a walk, and it is a walk.
I don't know how many times we can say it. That third, fourth, fifth dribble is a recipe for disaster against the Rams.
35 seconds left to play.
I've seen a lot of basketball in my old age, man.
Yeah? More than me?
At a lot of levels. And the multi-dribble play is usually trouble.
Just like how you don't pick it up in certain areas of the floor also. Well, you don't want that eye-level pass either. I listen.
Good for you.
I listen.
God, I wish I could teach the Blazers that one. Oh, my God, it drives me insane. It's the same at every level. Throwing the ball is a...
Oh, beautiful pump fake. Butter.
That's a championship possession right there.
And Central Catholic up 20. The Rams, phenomenal end to that quarter.
Andrew Marco checking in for the Cavs.
Well, here's a little fun fact for you. On my way in, I met this gentleman. I saw an old friend of mine named Tex, whose daughter or stepdaughter, I'm not sure how they're exactly related, is Becky Hammond, the legendary Spurs and now Las Vegas Aces coach.
Well,
one of the greatest coaches, male or female, in the country. But Tex has been reffing he's 66 now. He's been reffing, I want to say, for 40 years.
Oh, big shout out for the service.
Yeah, it's a tough, thankless job.
It is, exactly. That's a good way to put it. .20 game in Clackamas. Central Catholic. This is likely their toughest remaining league game of the year, but you're preparing for the playoffs if you're Central every game now.
Right, and I always say somebody is going to make a run at it because Central will get flat. Somewhere between now and the tournament, they're going to have a flat night.
Exactly.
But if they stay healthy and they're playing at high energy level, which they will in any tournament game, they're going to be very tough to beat. Back to the 1-2-2 zone. And this is I'm sure Coach King is doing this for later. If he ever happened to see Central again in the playoff, he'd want to know how his various defenses work.
Inside, Nicholson getting it done. Long outlet, quick shot attempt from Clackamas.
The smallest player on the floor is
skying for the miss.
There's the find. That's the way you want to move the ball against the zone. Use the diagonal skip passes.
Nicholson's having a night, man. That might have jinxed him, but he still had a great night.
Yeah, that was one. He sometimes gets himself in he decides ahead of time he's going to take a shot.
That's a foul on Miller going all the way through. And it's going to be Andrew Marco getting the hoop and harm. Yeah, and Miller will learn not to do that. There's no point in contesting that.
No,
ball was already up by the time he made his jump.
Absolutely, man. And I don't mean to be critical of Nicholson. He's a tremendous player.
Exactly.
But the best players don't have to get outside of their game.
Exactly.
The more they stay within themselves, the better. Because you'll get looks from your teammates.
Miller for three. Yes.
Timeout Rams.
Rams use a timeout. They're up 23.
Boy, literally, they don't even seem like they're doing much than they've always done, and they're up 23 now.
What this team does, you got to be nearly flawless to beat Central Catholic. Storied program, won it all. A couple years ago, were favorites to go back-to-back last year. A little surprised when they didn't.
Well, you know what's finally happening is Coach Blue is caught up to the talent level, too. It's tough to coach a team that's loaded with talent with all those expectations. Then you're new to the situation as a head coach, trying to keep players happy, trying to worry about parents. It's a difficult environment when you're in a private school trying to coach a high-level program. And once you've had some experience, some success, some of those things disappear and your worry level drops.
And that's what's impressed me most is that they were a little rocky at times earlier in the season. I mentioned the loss to Southridge, but then they corrected course.
Right.
They let us know you're not going to beat us twice.
And he's found a rotation. Everybody on that team knows how he's going to rotate. They all know their roles. These kids that haven't played yet know they're going to come in the fourth quarter and play, and they're going to be part of a championship program. They may not love it, but that's the way it is. He doesn't vary from it.
Serious. That's a turnover for the Cavs.
He's creative.
He is.
He's creative. It's difficult to try and be creative against Central.
6 minutes, 40 seconds left to play.
Give Central a great time to work against his own offense, his own.
Weatherspoon, I like his game. He's strong.
Yeah, his arms are just. Gary Strawn told me about him before the very first game. He goes, you wait till you see, because I was worried they lost a couple kids to transfer. They lost the big kid to Southridge, and they lost the kid to, I believe, Nelson. Lockhart. So they lost some players, and he goes, you wait to see who came in. And this was the kid he was talking about.
Deep three from Bam, front of the rim. That last three was from Luke Brady, by the way. He's got 8 for Clackamas.
Wow,
that's from Bend, Oregon.
That's from Ben Paul. Is what that Ben Paul from Bend, Oregon.
Actually, I think I'm going there in a couple months now that you bring it up.
Oh, what are you going to do? Don't go hurt yourself, Ben.
Well, I was going to ski, but if there's not enough not enough snow, we'll have to do some hiking or something.
Hiking?
I mean, hey,
is that an activity?
I guess it has to be if there's no skiing. Quarter 3 Nicholson, no good. I mean, sometimes you got to cut your losses and get outdoors if you can, even if you have to go hiking.
God, I think the hot spring sounds better than the hike, doesn't it?
That's actually not a bad idea there. I'm glad we had this discussion.
There you go.
Do a little swimming. 71-51.
You're a young man.
Exactly.
There might be some fair maidens out there.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Ben's a great place. Good place to find it, too.
Well,
5 minutes.
I don't know, Ben. How would I know these things?
I know you know, Michael.
I'm old and tired.
I know you know. Step over 3. That's a good one from R.J. Barham. He's having a good night.
And they're not quitting.
No, and you got to admire that from Clackamas.
Yeah. This is where it gets a little tough for Central. They get a little lethargic. Now they're up 19. Their cohesion wanes just a tiny bit. It's tough to not want to. All these kids want scholarships. It's tough to not want to get your own numbers when the game gets out of hand like this. They know they probably only got 2 or 3 minutes left to play before the bench is coming in.
Yep. Starting at the conclusion of this game, it's the same matchup except on the women's side. And a little background, Clackamas won earlier by 23, but Central's improved quite a bit since then.
Central's playing better. They've got a great little player named Sam Carlton. You'll recognize. I won't even tell you which one she is.
Yep,
and you'll know
I'll
her
notice
the first
her.
minute.
Had a close loss to number 10 Barlow last week, and Clackamas got a narrow win and a narrow loss over Barlow, so if that tells you anything.
Played him twice in the last week, huh?
Oh, no, this was
in
last month, in general.
Okay.
In general. Beat him the first time by 5, lost him the second time by 5.
All right, let's see if Coach Blue, they still got Malcolm Witherspoon in the middle there. He's proven to be a good weapon in the middle of that zone. I like to attack the short corner here, which is the spot between the low post and the corner.
Miller, he's not afraid to let it go. That's for sure.
Oh, he's one of their best shooters in the state.
Yep.
There's that extra dribble.
Yep. I think he got bailed out there that time.
Oh, in and out. That's a walk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clackamas wanted a foul, but that's a travel first.
Sometimes just lay it in. You don't have to hit somebody on the way up. Yeah, I'm not sure the attack that I use against a zone like this is we bring a post out to the short corner and distort the lower half of the. There's a nice screen, the screener part of the zone.
Little bump. Witherspoon puts it in.
Yeah, you've got to distort the zone. If you just stay on top with the ball, I told you earlier, that top area is a tough spot to attack the zone from.
Taken away by Robbie Long. Long to Miller, who lets it fly, and that's why he does. Another one, Donovan Miller, the 6'8" senior.
Here's a nice move.
Good take from Marco, who's had a pretty good outing. I'm just so impressed with Central. They don't have a weak player on the floor.
Literally, every player can dunk. Every player can put it on the floor. Every player can shoot. They all defend. They all share the ball.
Yeah. This is going to be a squad really tough to beat when it comes time for the state tournament.
And they play for each other. They play hard. They like each other. You can see there's chemistry.
Exactly. And that's where it all starts, the fact that they've been on this program for a few years and have won a state championship with them.
Look at that. Jeez. That's a great shot, but he literally almost got a hand on it and he jumped from 6 feet away.
Christensen 6'4". If he was 6'3", he might have been tipped.
Good.
30-second timeout. Clackamas.
Ben, is your family listening tonight?
Yeah, shout out to
Say hi to him.
Kevin Pahl. My mom's a hit or miss, you know. She's got to watch Downton Abbey.
No way. Seriously?
That's what you're talking about.
We were. Indeed we were.
We were.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Yeah, I wasn't joking. It is one of her favorite shows.
Well, it was Ryan who actually was saying cheers on our chat stream. I thought it was you.
No, it was me.
Oh.
It was me. You don't put that on Ryan.
Ryan claimed it. I don't know.
No, it was.
I just don't hear people say cheers.
I think it's. I don't know. It's more of a thing that you go to. I'm 25. I can say this. You get a bartender. You say cheers as you're going away.
Oh,
that's
Is
how.
that what you say?
Yeah, that's how they say it to me. So I say it back, and I guess that now it's stuck.
Hey,
and
don't
now
say that to the fair maidens.
No, of course not.
It'll get you nowhere.
No, it will not. It'll make me look too old-timey or British.
Yeah, it'll get you a funny look and a seat by yourself.
I've had friends, they say, come up from the South and they call a young woman ma'am, and they're just so confused. Yeah, it's just funny how different cultures and different things, habits.
You're not mamming people, are you, Ben?
No, I'm not. God, no.
Okay, I don't want you to be in an eternal friend zone.
No, I was gonna say I don't know if I could slip that word out if I tried. Not in my DNA. That's a nice take right there from. I like what I'm seeing from R.J. Barho.
He's a good ball player. I mean, he's a great shooter.
He's crafty. It's not just shooting as good as he is at that. He can put it on the floor.
And honestly, this zone.
How many times is Max Miller going to score from that corner? Donovan Miller going to score from that corner.
If they're going to continue to give it to him, he's going to shoot it every time. But that can't be Central's only weapon against the zone.
Good pump fake from France. Too far. Offensive rebound. I like how Central's still fighting on defense, even up big. And there's Sirius. Owens putting it in.
Well, this one is just going to wind down like how Central's games have gone. They just sort of play out the string.
Paschal, just long. Well, Clackamas still running their same type of offense, and that one's stripped away. Here comes the dunk. Oh, I jinxed him. At least he's smiling about it.
Well, they'll watch that on the film.
They will.
Oh, sprained his ankle. Oh, no.
Barho.
Oh, did he sprain his ankle?
Just a tweak, just a minor tweak, hopefully.
Oh, God, he's grabbing his knee. Nobody likes to see that on that kind of a play.
Justin Larson for the Cavs.
That's how my son hurt himself. Never really recovered from it. Almost ended his sports career.
Really?
In reality, it did. And played just like that, moving to his left, and shot a little one-handed floater and landed funny. Didn't think it was a big deal. Turned out to be an ACL, and he never quite recovered from it. Got another one the next year. Just never really.
That would be a real shame because how good Barham is.
Yeah.
Nicholson. Around and out.
Well, he's not going to get cheated.
No.
Here comes the bench. We've watched enough to know Coach Blue gets him in there.
Yep.
Number 20, Matt Watson. Number 12, Paxton.
Comes some players off of the bench for Clack as well.
And you watch, some of these kids are ball players. You know, if you put them on any other team in the state, they're out there all the time.
Parker Nelson.
We're going so deep into the bench that there's a player out there who does not even know on the roster. There's no number 3. I can't see who number 3 is on Clackamas.
And he's about to give you one right here.
Puts one up just off back iron.
Okay, he looks like a 7th grader.
I was going to say he looks like probably a freshman. Good to see him getting in there. Tries to go. Wow, yeah. Look at him compared to.
That's how my daughter used to look. My daughter ended up being an all-league player here, but when she first started, she was literally 6 inches shorter than every player on the court.
Man. Makes it even cooler when you're competing with them.
Yeah, she played on my 8th grade elite team when she was in 2nd grade.
You serious?
Oh, she was tiny.
Man.
Coaches didn't like it, but she was good enough to play. She was better than most of the players on the people we played. She was just tiny.
I wish I could say I competed with 8th graders in 2nd grade, but I could not say that.
You can't say that,
I
Ben?
Certainly cannot say that.
Oh, Ben, your dad wasn't your coach, you know. She had a benefit. She blames me for it now. She said I scarred her.
I think everyone's scarred by you, Michael.
She has trauma. She has trauma from me for allowing her the opportunity to compete.
I'm sure she grew up hearing all about the plays.
Oh, she had a clipboard at her side. She was designing plays during the whole game. Get one. Yeah.
How about this freshman?
Okay.
I can't believe he's unnamed because this guy is going to be a ball player.
He's the unknown soldier.
And he's getting in there, too. And I think he got called for a foul there, but that's okay because he's mixing it up a little bit. That was a deep three, too.
Are we just assuming he's a freshman? Or we?
I mean, you gave him 7th grade. I'm giving him freshman.
Well, I know he can't be in grade school. We don't do that in Oregon. Some states you can play on the varsity team as a grade school player. If you're good enough. Not here, though.
You're not allowed to.
Way too progressive for Oregon.
I don't know that. I thought that if you were in 8th grade and good enough, you could play, but no. Is it a safety rule, maybe?
Shoot, Bam Paschal was probably good enough to play varsity as a freshman, as a
6th grader. Yep, would not shock me one bit.
Well, the bench is making free throws.
Okay.
Well, nobody's playing it out. They're trying to get a shot. Let it go. Fire. Fire.
It's gonna expire. 85-66. Central Catholic boys beat Clackamas boys. 85-66. They remain undefeated in Mount Hood Conference play. Don't go anywhere. We got the same matchup on the women's side. Coming up, we're going to have a shoot-around time, and then we will, what time is it? Let me check. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Oh, wait, they're giving them a lot more time. We'll be back in around 20 minutes.